everyone, how are we all? This is now week 3 of the MRC GTTCC season. This is the Pro 2 League. I'm just checking to make sure all the audio levels are working and fine. Just bear with me a second. So, looks like everything is at the moment. Yep, there we go. So, okay, so sound is good. Right, we shall crack on. So let's put all the gorgeous stuff on the variable, all the bits and pieces. That's good, and we'll run you through the field. And I was surprised, but I'm not shocked, as McDaddy is qualified on pole position. I'm not sure which team you're in, but well done, McDaddy, for qualifying pole. I wasn't shocked because I saw him in a practice lobby during the week, and he was putting in fantastic time. So I was like surprised during the week, but come race night, I wasn't surprised he was doing well in the Audi. The thing is, though, the Audi's got two problems. One, it chews through tyres, and two, it's like a tractor getting off the line. So even though he's in pole position, we have to see how he gets on. Myself here, Beserker-Boy, in the Alpha on Racing Super Softs. I did notice that you're on Racing Softs there, McDaddy. I was very happy with that. Suzuka's one of my favourite circuits, so I was hoping to be up in about. I was hoping around about top 5 somewhere. So to get second, I was very pleased with. McDaddy, I don't know if you want to put in the comments what I did to you during qualifying as well. Basically, wherever McDaddy went, I went as well. So I think I got a nice tow off McDaddy in the slipstream to get my time up to second, on tactics and all that. So anyway, Team Jack Daniels in second with Beserker-Boy, aka the bus there. Craig Maximus is in a Subaru. We're racing softs on the front, racing super softs on the back. In third place. I wish this game would show me the qualifying times. I wish we could do that. Scrap Drifter here in his Jag. Bright, you can't miss it really, can you? His bright orange Jag in fourth place. Zafiro, who I've had lots of battles with at Suzuka. Is very quick round here as well. He's here in fifth in the Megane. Aaron Total Rose is in a Beamer, back here in sixth place in the I've just said in the Beamer BMW. TC Idol is in another Jag here in seventh place on Racing Softs as well. Woody is in his GTR, back here in 8th place on Racing Super Softs. Hammer Games back here in in this Durex sponsored Renault Megane on Racing Softs. Interesting choice there. I thought he might go for Super Softs. In 9th, Sayrex and another Megane in 10th. Surprised Sayrex was so far back, to be honest. I thought it'd be a bit higher up, his quick driver. Blackie, the other Alpha driver, I'm not sure what happened with him in qualifying as well. I thought he'd be sort of middle, sort of bit higher up than that. He's on Racing Softs though. I'm going to see if Blackie goes for a pit stop or not. Interesting to see if he does. I have to try and remember that. Alehead here in a Subaru. Back here in 11th place. Skivett is back here in his Honda in the 12th place. Skivett's back here in 13th place in his Honda Racing Softs. Jason 14th in his Megane, back on Racing Super Softs. And Rufus Fillin. Now, I'm just going to quickly check something because I know I should remember the names of the corners. I was about to. Is it 150R? That long turn at the end of the track. Suzuka. I'm just checking. Bear with me a second, caller. 180R. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. I just want to get it right rather than get it wrong for the entire... Oh, here we go. Rather than get it wrong for the entire race. Oh, it doesn't tell me after all that. Casino, triangle, spoon, the S curves, first turn. That's original name for that one. Is he going to tell me what it is? Oh God, he's not going to tell me. Sorry about this. So I know a spoon is. I now know where casino triangle is. You'll find this out with me as I get through this. The S curves, first turn, Degner curve, the hairpin, which we know about. Oh, is it 150? Is it 150? Oh, let's have another quick look at this map. Oh, it's not telling me yet. All right, I'm gonna go for 150R, unless someone puts in the comments while I'm streaming or something like that. Anyway, right, without further ado, let's go on board with pole sitter McDaddy and see how he gets on from the race in his tractor. Where's the lights? There's the light. So there's the lights over there. So we've got bright sunny day. Green light's gone off. Oh, here we go. Oh, someone's just put it in the comments. Right, I need to check. Just pause it. I need to check. Just checking the comments to see what it is. Hopefully that comment has just told me what it was, which is the name of that corner. Let's have a quick look. 130R. Thank you very much, CJW Racing. 130R. Right. So as long as CJW is right, it's 130R. Right. Here we go. Here comes the Audi tractor, the Puma sponsored Audi tractor. And the lights are off, and here we go. His wheel spins the Audi up badly, which just allows Craig and Beserker to get flying off the start from Beserker from the Craig from the second row. Beserker's holding his position. Oh, a little bumping and barging there, slight little nudge, but the bus has managed to keep the Alpha just about in front of Craig here, going into the S's. As the cars stream around, I don't think anyone's come off, so we just go through. So Scrap's now third, Zafiro's fourth, Total Rose is fifth, McDaddy's got all the way back due to bogging down badly in the Audi, is in sixth, Woody is in seventh, Sayrex eighth, Hammer's ninth, TC 10th, Alehead's fighting with TC here, going into this sharp right kink. Coming down here, this is the Durgent corner, I think. Oh, another little nudge there from right into the back of Rufus Villain. Here we go. We're on board with Jason. He's got a bright orange McGann right behind him, but everyone's sort of fairly clean through. I think TCI had a little bump there with the Hammer, which has just allowed Jason to, well, he's not allowed Jason actually, he's not quite got there to get through. So Black is back here in 14th, Skivets having a nightmare, spinning under the rear wheels of his Honda in 15th. So in the meantime, Beserker and the Jack Daniels Alpha, the bus is leading the way. Coming down round through Spoon, coming up the hill now to 130R. Thank you CJW Racing for correcting me on the name pronunciation of this corner coming up. Berserker in the Alpha, I know, can take that flat out, because that Alpha absolutely sticks to the road like glue. And he's starting to get a bit of a gap now over Craig in the Subaru behind him. Coming through, this is Casino Triangle. Did you know that? This is Casino Triangle, that's chicane at the top. There you go, you learned something new today. I'm probably wrong, but the map I've just looked at is old, but there you go. So on board now with Scrap Drifter, Power of the Jag, surely going to get round the Subaru. Can he brake late? Oh, they both broke together at the same, well, slightly different, but the grip of the four-wheel drive Scooby is just a bit better than the Jag coming into turn one. Everyone's going through the S's now. Now this is where I'd expect like the Alpha and then the Subaru and the Megane to gain time on the cars like the Jag and the Beamer and the Audi through the S's. It's just such a great circuit, and for so many ways. It's technical because you really have every aspect of your game tested here, and so's the car. There's twisty sections and then there's long power sections as well, so it balances out the car performance. You need a good all-round car to win round here, because so we go up with like the Megane, for example. It's quick through the corners, but it's going to start losing. He's going to get up to the tailpipes of that Jag in front of Scrap Drifter, but come round to the power section of the track. On board now is Zafiro. That Jag will start to just pull away further and further. Oh, Craig's drifted wide there. It's just allowed Scrap to look up the inside of Craig at the exit of Spoon. They're going to be side by side coming here. Oh, Craig comes back onto the track, blocks Scrap, but we're on board here with Zafiro, driver's eye point of view. This is quite exciting for being in the cockpit watching this battle unfold. But the Jag can't get around the Scooby. Scooby's parked itself at the apex through 130R. As you can see, the Megane has actually been caught up with the Jag, because the Jag's probably been held up slightly by that Scooby through just Casino Triangle, coming down the hill to start lap 3. Beserker's still holding it out in front, and everyone's line astern. So here we come, streaming down the start-finish straight. Beserker-Boy is still first. Craig second. Scrap Drifter third. Sorry about the camera shifting then. Zafiro fourth. Totoro's fifth. Turn 1 is always a good place to park the camera to see if anyone drifts wide. I was trying to do the commentator's cursor to see if anyone did, but no one has. Hammer's 9th. Alehead 10th, TC 11th, Jason 12th, Rufus 13th, Black is 14th, and the only person really just a little bit out of touch at the moment is Skivett. So, just carry on at the moment as we are. Everyone's sort of stationary. You can see on the map, top right there, there's a line astern of stream of cars, all fairly close. As Berserker goes under the bridge. Oh, you can see Craig's gone very wide there. Under the bridge, coming up to the hairpin. On board. Oh, Craig's on racing softs on the front. That's interesting. It's Scrap Drifter might have, because he's on racing super soft. Scrap Drifter might have just sort of equal amount of grip going through the S section, so over that Scooby in front of him. Aaron's again trundling around here in fourth. He got ahead of McDaddy at the start of the race, and no one's really changed positions, but there's now a couple of groups starting to appear. We've got the top 5 drivers here, all fairly close, separated by a couple of seconds from about first down to fifth, and then you can see down the hill behind McDaddy there's another group here of Woodhaze, Alehead, Hammer and TC Idol breaking away or losing touch with the group in front. TC thought about diving up the inside of him again there. And then there's another guy. Oh, Zafiro. What's happened to Zafiro? Okay, we've got to find out what's happened here. I'm going to have to scroll back because Zafiro wasn't 10th, and I'll scroll it forward. Ah, there we go. So where did Zafiro come off? Oh no, Sayrex gave him a little nudge. Oh, disaster. The two Megane drivers stumbling over each other. Sayrex has waited for Zafiro though, but Sayrex has just dropped himself down to 12th and accidentally put Zafiro off as well. Oh, disaster. Right, we'll go back up to where we were, coming up to 130R. In the background there I can see Ruthless having a nice fight here with Blackie. Alpha Power versus Megane Power. Oh, there was a little bit of a nudge there. Let's have a look at that again. So I'm just going to pause this, go on board with Blackie. So take it from here, coming up to 130R. I think they're trying to give each other room, but it just goes wrong. So Blackie's going around the outside. Oh, tried to turn in where Ruthless was, and Ruthless was trying to hold it, going through 130R. It's just pushed Blackie away. Fair play to Blackie though. He's managed to hold it on the track. Has lost some time, but not a huge amount of time. Could have been much worse for him. And Skivett's now thinking, oh hello, someone's fallen back towards me. Anyway, in the meantime, Beserker-Boy and his racing super softs, the bus. Oh, there's some changing of positions back here. Just saw these things change a little bit. The McDaddies got past Aaron. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, let's go back a bit further. So, here we are. Aaron's caught up to Craig. Craig must have got a poor run through the casino triangle. And now the Audi, the power of the Audi is caught right back up to 3rd and 4th. So the tyre was look. Oh, no, Aaron's drifted wide. He's bailed out at turn 1. I told you it's a good place to have a. We could just have a camera at turn 1. We'd have a great time watching all the shenanigans going on. So that's dropped Aaron back to 5th when he had got up to nearly 3rd place, and just put McDaddy back up to 4th. Remember, McDaddy was the pole sitter. He's really, really quick round here. In the meantime, Beserker's starting to ease a gap out. The bus is starting to get a bit of a gap now, as you can see, between him and Scrap Drifter. So let's check the tyres, see how they stand. Berserker's done 2083, 2088. So he's doing his best to pull away. He's got a good, decent enough that gap now between him and Scrap Drifter here, who's doing 209s. So Craig has caught up to Scrap Drifter, so it looks like Scrap Drifter's more worried about Craig behind him than he is Beserker in front. And the pole sitter McDaddy is now cruising through the field. He's got up from 6th up to now 4th. So he's a danger to the rest of the field as well. Aaron's dropped back, he's now a little bit on his own. Wood is still out in front of this group here of Alehead and the Hammer. TC Idol's just waiting to pick up the pieces of maybe these boys in front are going to stumble over each other. Let's go back on board here with the Hammer games coming up to 130R. This is the exciting part of the circuit. It's a lovely little kink left. I like saying kink, by the way. As well as willy-nilly, one of my other favourite phrases. Old school line, as stern as you are. I thought it might be a little bit of. Oh, here we are. There was a little nibble there from the Hammer, going through the casino triangle, coming down the hill past the Ferris wheel to start lap 4. We are now nearly 9 minutes into the race. This race is chuntering by. Another thing about this circuit, because there really isn't anywhere to just relax, you're full on all the way through the race, all the way through the circuit. Oh, just wide there. He's got oh, TC Idol's just been bumped as well. What was going on there? It's the Fiero. It's Gagler drivers here. Because there's nowhere really to relax, you're concentrating for so long, the time of the race just seems to fly by. I mean, the only real respite you get is at the exit of Spoon going up the hill. But then you're just preparing yourself to make sure you get the right racing line through 130R. Right, while I'm talking and boring the pants off you, let's look at what's going up with a couple of cars in front. Look at this. So Arrow has just got ahead of Woody. Nice move by the Subaru driver there. And there's now the Stream driver. Oh, Woody's got drifted wide. Oh, manages not to collect anyone else as he comes back onto the circuit. But Hammer Games is through. TC Idol's through. Oh no, Woody's binned it again. He's gone to the sandpit. He wants to make castles. Oh, nearly came on. He does. He comes onto the racing line, which just blocks Sayrex. That was. Let's just have a look at that again. So Woody gets it wrong. Let's go back to Sayrex from his point of view. He comes right here. Yeah, Woody comes in too hard onto the racing line and takes out the hard charging Sayrex, who's just allowed Jason to get past Sayrex and held Sayrex up. So a little bit of argy-bargy there, about maybe an instant. So in the meantime, these boys. Oh, Jason's dived up underneath Woody. So Woody's dropped all the way back now to 11th. And it looks like he's about to lose it to Sayrex as well. So he's gone all the way back to 12th. So this has been a nightmare lap for Woody, and he's binned it again. So he's gone back to 13th. Oh, Woody's gone backwards into the clutches of Ruthless Villain perhaps, and skip it a bit better further back. So let's run through the field. 10 minutes into the race. Go through the field and do some lap times. Beserker-Boy is now starting lap 6. Racing Super Softs is just starting to show some wear. It's fast. He's doing look at that for consistency. 2088 to 2083 within half a second for the last 4 laps, trying to be consistent and keep that Alpha out in front. But it looks like Scrap Drifter is just starting to ease back into contention to trouble Beserker. She's on a 2.82 and a 2.84 second places, and it looks like Craig has drifted wide or done something wrong. He's done a 2.11. He lost 3 seconds in 1 lap, but he's still in 3rd place. He's got a bit between his teeth obviously now because he's just done a purple sector time. So he's in 3rd. He's on Racing Softs on the front, remember, so he might be no stopping. See how that pans out. Racing Softs again for McDaddy. He's doing he's done a 2.88, and he's doing 2.09 and 2.10s in 4th. Aaron's getting quiet in the middle of sort of the 2 packs in 5th, done a 2.10s, 2.11s. Alehead's got in front of this group here now. 2.09.3 is his best lap time, but he's got the Hammer Games right behind him on Racing Softs. Again, this Hammer, just looking at tyre wear. So the Subaru's starting to go. Hammer's Racing Softs are going off fairly quick at the front as well. So Hammer in 7th. Zafiro's got back up to 8th. He's got TC Idol all over the back of him though. In 9th. Sayrex has had a bit of an eventful race so far. Has dropped back to 10th. Blackie's picked up a penalty from somewhere, not sure where that is. It is in 11th. Jason is in 12th. Woody's dropped all the way back to 13th. Rufus 14th. And Skivit's catching up to Rufus in 15th. So, let's carry on, see where we go. I'm just going to have a quick coffee drink as we have some glory shots of the bus cruising down start-finish straight here. I still think I win the best livery award. So I think Aaron's gone into the pits. Was that Aaron who's gone into the pits? Yeah. Total Rose is pitted after 13 minutes. He's gone for an early pit stop. So, well, tactically, what's he doing here? Is he going to fall out, get out in front of Sayrex, or is Sayrex going to get past? No. He's going to get it just out in front. So he comes back out in 9th place on a fresh set of boots. In front, just in front of Sayrex. Blackie's got a penalty. I wonder if he's been pushed wide for that. I have to find out later. Stewart to look into that. Woodhays back to 13th, Rufus 14th, Skivit 15th. So, trying to find out where things are going to kick off, let's put it that way. And at the moment, it looks like it could be kicking off up front. Because it looks like Scrap Drifter is slowly but surely reeling the bus in. Berserker's just sort of gone about second a lap slow. He's done a 2.09 now. And the power of that Jag is going to tell going through these fast sections. Yeah, 2.08, 2.08. So yeah, Scrap Drift definitely reeling in the race leader. Pulling away from Craig Maximus here in 3rd. McDaddy's now on his own in 4th. So there's lots of gaps now. Airhead's up to 5th. Hammer 6th. Nice little train of drivers here. 5, 6, 7. Coming round Spoon. TCI just dropped off a little bit, so the field's starting to spread out now, settle down into the race. As we approach really where Aaron's pitted first, but it's really what's now is considered, I would say, the pit window, around about 14.5 minutes onwards. So we go through the field, make sure everyone's with us. There's a little tyre wear there on Woody. Oh, let's have a look at Berserker's tyres. The race leader's gone into the pits. So a fairly minimal tyre wear there. And the camera's not really helping me much, is it? There you go. Right, so into the pits comes the race leader. I'll be honest, the reason I pitted at this point was because with such a twisty-turny track, I did think about no stop. Oh, everyone's into pits. I didn't think about no stopping, which was such a twisty-turny track. I thought the benefit of having a short pit stop and put on a fresh set of boots would be better than not pitting and struggling for the last few phases of the lap. So let's go through. There's about 3 people went into the pits then. So Total Rose has gone in. Sayrex has Let's go through. Let's have a look. Right, I'm losing who's pitted. There we go. So Totoro's is pitted. Alehead's pitted. Hammer Games is pitted. There we go. So it's all going to be messed up now for about a lap or so while everyone goes through their pit stops. So in the meantime, just allowed Scrap Drifter coming up to the hairpin now, on board with the Jaguar driver. Let's see what this Jaguar sounds like as we go through the hairpin. Winds it up. Aston Martin sounds better, I think. There you go. Sorry. But I would say that, wouldn't I? So Scrap Drifter, fairly decent, I say very decent tyre wear, or lack of tyre wear on his Jaguar, considering how big and heavy that car probably is. Nice and smooth through Spoon there. Clips the inside. Oh, gives it a little bit too much. Clips the inside apex. Just threw his car out a little bit. Coming up to the 130R. Listen to Jaguar power screaming up through the gears. 130, 135. See how fast he goes through here. Does he lift? Yeah, he lifts. He's up to 140s through there. So the same for Craig in his Subarus, about 140. So Beserker-Boy, let's see what time what speed Berserker was going through. 130R on board the flying hairdryer, which is the Alfa Romeo. Oh, it's not shit. 140 flat out. So yeah, the Alfa is flat out. It's top gear. Right, and the race leader's coming to the pits. Scrap Drifter's into the pits, so that's going to allow. Where is he going to come out compared to the Beserker-Boy? Also, Zafiro's into the pits. McDani's into the pits on softs. Here we go. So where's Scrap Drifter coming out? Wow, that pit stop's worked in. Berserker's got the best of that, I think. Slightly further ahead now of. Or was he even ahead of Scrap Drifter? Yes, he was. Yeah, Berserker was out in front of Scrap Drifter after the first set of pit stops. So it's a slightly bigger lead now. I think Berserker's just managed to get a little bit further ahead, so it's worked out better for him. So Aaron's now up to 4th. Because, McDaddy's pitted. There we go. That's why so he's no stopping. I'm surprised on racing softs. I thought the Audi might be no stopping, but he hasn't. He's gone back onto racing softs. And he's not putting in the lap times that he was doing in qualifying. It's most odd. I'm surprised for that, McDaddy. I thought he'd be changing for super softs at your first set of on your first pit stop. But anyway, McDaddy's back up to 6. He's got TC Idol just in front of him, and he's got Zafiro. Zafiro's probably got the bit between his teeth as well, with his little kerfuffle with Sayrex. Gives TC Idol a little nudge there. On board now with McDaddy in the Audi. Sounds a bit like a hairdryer as well, doesn't it? Or maybe a lawnmower. Put in the comments section what you think the Audi sounds like. Oh, TC Idol's drifted a bit wide there. Is he coming into the exit of Spoon now? Is Zafiro on board here with Zafiro? Is he going to benefit from McDaddy being held up? He looks like he might, you know. Go to this shot so we can see what's going on. McGann, you can see the lack of power in the McGann. He's right in the slipstream, and the most he can do is 142. He's about 2 miles an hour slower than everyone else. Oh, the race leader's coming to the pits. Craig Maximus. Lovely move there by Zaf as he comes up to the Casino Triangle. Great move round and brave move round the outside I forgot his name, McDaddy, as he comes down to the start-finish straight. So Zafiro's trying to carve his way back up through the field now. He's, I think he was down at 10th at one point, and maybe even further than that after this bump with Sayrex, and he's got it up to 6th, and he's got 5th just in front of his bumper, and he's cuts underneath. Great move again at turn 1 there by the Dutchman. The TC Idol's holding his own as they go through the S's. The superior grip surely of the McGann is going to let him just get his nose out in front of the Jag, but the Jag is not making it easy for Zafiro. So Safiro's got back up to 5th place. Great driving there. Oh, TC Idol got too wide, and it's just allowed McDaddy to undercut TC Idol. Oh, it's gone horribly wrong. TC Idol flashes his lights. Oh, that's why it's going wrong. TC Idol's not pitted. He's on racing softs. He's not pitted, so he's running out of grip. So is this going to make TC Idol think about pitting, or is he going to try and stick it out in 7th place and see how things go? Mark still hasn't. That obviously would be a penalty for I think being punted wide or drifted wide there. Have to still got his penalty, but he's back here in 8th place, and the hammer's now caught up to him. Is Mark pitted? No, he's not. He's on racing softs. Mark, if you're watching, just comment put in the comments what happened to get your penalty. I'm guessing it was probably you punted wide or something like that. I've missed it. So the hammer's now pitted in 9th. Alehead in 10th, Sarex is now down to 11th, Woods got back up to 12th, Rufus back here in 13th, Jason's dropped all the way back to 14th. I've missed out, I'm not sure what happened to Jason. Back to 14th, and Skivit's back in 15th, trying to see how far Skivit's still a fair way off. Oh, he's done his pit stop, that's what it is. Honda does sound nice, I have to say. Can't really hear it from inside the cockpit. Oh, change up lead, I missed that. There we go, let's go back. What's happened here? So, Beserker-Boy. Oh, Beserker gets it wrong on the exit of the casino triangle. This has just given the Jaguar driver, if it needed any more help down the power part of the circuit, to get in front of the Alpha driver, Beserker. Let's go on board with Beserker, see if we can do anything about it through this. Is this so that we know? Oh, Beserker's a couple into the inside of turn 1. Drops it down a gear, power on, straightens up, but that Jaguar's just very quick. Circus trying to catch up. Right, another little thing for you as well as an Alpha driver. One thing I suffered with during the week in practice was I've discovered how technical the game is that if Scrap Drifter wasn't in front of me, I've got really good grip. But being behind a car like this, it really did mess with the aerodynamics, especially of the rear of the Alpha, and I kept losing the back end of the Alpha and going sideways at the spots where I normally just power through. So the game really is that clever. Found that out this week, not to my cost, but to the handling of the Alpha going around Suzuka. It was really impressive how accurate the game could be. So I'm not going to stick with it myself all the time, but you'll see sometimes as I get close to people in the Alpha, the back end starts to drift rather than grip because of the turbulence of the air in front. Right, coming here through Spoon though, so you probably see the Jag start to ease away from me. Crumbs, 23 minutes already. So much has been going on. I've lost track of the time, having a great time doing this commentary. So with 7 and a bit minutes to go. Race leader on lap 11 is Scrap Drifter. He's on Racing Super Softs coming through 130R. Where did I go there? A very wide 130R. So Scrap Drifter is in lead, not by much, from Beserker-Boy there in 2nd place, the bus. But the Jag just seems to be a little bit more controlled than the Alpha and have a bit more power. It matters. You can see Scrap is pulling away already down the start-finish straight. Craig in his Subaru is in 3rd place with what's it now? 6 minutes to go. Aaron's in 4th place. Nice. There's a bit of a gap now between him and Craig. Aaron pitted early, remember. In the meantime, we've got a nice little battle brewing here. So Zafira's got up to 5th place. Cuts the nose off McDaddy going into turn 1. Excuse me. McDaddy here in 6th place on Racing Softs. He's just finally started putting in 2:08 times. TC Idol's now up to 7th in a Jag which is suffering tyre wear, so he's obviously, I'm guessing he's probably going to no stop. Just going to have another bit of coffee, just bear with me. But from TC Idol backwards, so from 7th through to 8th, 9th, 10th, they're all fairly close. There's a nice midfield battle brewing here, as well as just a little bit further up the road. Sayrex is probably cursing what could have been. Woody's dropped back to 12, cruising around now, trying to get onto the tail end of the McGann in front. Jason's trying to catch up to Woody. Rufus still cruising around here, but finally Skibbit managing to see someone up ahead. Not sure if he can see the tailpipes of Rufusville, and just around the corner. There he goes, just there he goes. So he's finally got someone in within sight. So 4 minutes to go. Jag is starting to ease away from Beserker. 130. Oh, is he full around here? Tyre looks very good. I'm really impressed with how good the tyre or lack of is that Jag is. I thought the Jag would eat through the tyres a bit more, but it's not. So coming down the start finish straight. 4 minutes to go, so say 2 laps, depending on, it'd be about 2 laps for some people, including this one. Big space between first now and second, between second and third. Keep the camera here, turn one's fun. And here's Aaron in fourth, an even bigger gap between third and fourth. Aaron, ooh, nearly drifted wide there. But Aaron has got to worry about McDaddy, because McDaddy's not too far behind at all. So just keep an eye on that one. TC Idol and the Hammer Games. The Hammer Games got in front of TC Idol. Let's have a quick look at that, see how that happened. Oh, here we go. The Hammer's got a nice drive coming down the start finish straight into turn 1. TC Idol tries to go defensive and block, but the Hammer manages to, oh, fantastic move by the Hammer there. Cuts underneath TC Idol with no contact whatsoever. And the section that began's tough anyway, with good grip. So can he pull away from the Jaguar through the S's? It looks like he already is. Because TC Idol's suffering badly now with tyre wear. I'm not sure the no stopping strategy is paying off for TC Idol. We've got 3 minutes to go, and he's starting to bleed places now. He's dropped about 2 places at least. It looks like Alehead's sizing him up as well. I'm going to have to keep an eye on Blackie to see if Blackie's on a no-stopper strategy as well. He's back here in 9th. So let's go up to the front, see what's going on here with Scrap coming around Spoon, coming to the exit of Spoon now. Gets a nice tidy, bit too much grass there, line on the late apex of Spoon, going up the hill for the alternative start position, starting grid back there. Coming to 130R, drifts wide, doesn't hit the green stuff. You hit the green stuff, you could possibly bin it. Berserker still within touch of Scrap Drifter. There's about 2 seconds between Berserker and Scrap, and I think there's also about 2 seconds between Berserker, the bus, and Craig back here in 3rd. So the guys up front are sort of evenly spaced out, can't quite get into each other's slipstreams with less than 2 minutes to go. So this probably will be the last lap. So I have to keep an eye on the time and see how things finish. So Aaron's not quite managed to pull away from McDaddy. Can McDaddy do anything about this? With 1.5 minutes to go, he's close enough now. What's the tyre like? So McDaddy's got much better tyre wear, even though he's on racing softs. Aaron's struggling, I think, for grip. So while those two continue for the rest of this lap, I think there's a nice battle. Oh no, they're all still strung out a bit quite a bit. Oh no, so Alehead has caught up to the ailing TC Idol coming through the S's. This is where he's really going to be suffering, is Idol. So Alehead needs to try and find a way through, well not through, but past Idol through this section, because otherwise the Jag is just going to ease away around the power part of the section. You can, TC Idol's definitely holding up. Alehead though is slowing the Subaru driver badly, oh so badly that the Alehead gives TC a little nudge saying, look, I am here, get out of the way, coming through. Which these two boys fighting is certainly, oh there we go, certainly gonna
certainly going to push things back towards the drifting Blackie. And Zafiro's a bit too far back, so 30 seconds to go, but he's still pushing hard. Purple sector time for Zafiro. Sarex back here in 11th. Ooh, Woodhays and Jason have caught up to each other. Jason's got a nice run here going through up to the hairpin, but Woody's got the blocking line. Jason trying to go agricultural, and is he going to keep it on the track? He's just about kept on the track. Woodhays has got, oh well, no, I was going to say Woodhays has got a better drive, but he hasn't. It looks like Jason's going to undercut. Here we go, final lap. Right, so I need to, right, let's just pause this. Right, so this is the final lap. Let's go to the start, finish straight, see who's going to be at there first. At the moment, it looks like, where's the race leader? Is he coming up to the, yep, so this will be the last lap. 30 minutes is up. It looks like Scrap Drifter's got, let's have a look, 7 seconds. So yeah, this will be it. This will be the final couple of turns. So Scrap Drifter's just got to get through Casino Triangle. Ooh, puff of smoke there from the Jaguar as he comes through. Final lap bringing up. So this is going to be great because we're going to go through everyone in order. No one's gone through the line first. So congratulations to Scrap Drifter. He brings the Jaguar home in first place. Beserker-Boy comes through for second. Craze the third. So the podiums for your 1, 2, 3s there. McDaddy has got in front of Aaron. Oh, let's have a look what happened here. What has happened here? Last lap shenanigans. McDaddy's got up the inside here, 130R. There's nothing really wrong there, but just put Aaron wide into the kitty litter. Fighting for position. Let's go on board from Aaron's point of view. So come alongside here. So McDaddy's got the line. Yeah, it just squeezes Aaron a bit too much. Put that down as the racing incident. He didn't really give Aaron anywhere to go, but he was there, so it's a difficult one to call. But anyway, so McDaddy's in 4th place. Comes through in 4th, the pole sitter. Aaron is in 5th. The Hammer Games has kept it together, and good result for him in 6th. Alehead's got him, kept in front of TC Idol 7th and 8th. Oh, I'm going through too quickly now, so let's go back here. So TC Idol, here we go. TC Idol is going to finish 8th. Blackie's going to finish 9th. Zafiro's kept it out in front of Sarex for 10th. There's Sarex in 11th. Jason coming through the last chicane, the Casino Triangle, sorry, in 12th. Woodhays 13th. Rufus Villain's been trundling around on his own lot back here. He's going to finish in 14th. And Skibbit, Mansfleet kept it together. Fair play, Chris. Coming around for the last time in 15th place. There we go. So that's your race. We shall see you next time. I'm not sure when the next time is. As there's a lot of things to sort out from the Monza race, which was race 7. So we'll have to see what happens with the stewards in that one. So, but in the meantime, see you again soon and stay safe.